For generations, the world looked at India and saw a nation full of potential, a land rich in culture, talent, and resilience. But for just as long, that potential was treated like a promise that was always yet to come. Year after year, the headlines spoke of growth and possibility, yet the finish line always seemed just out of reach, until now, in 2025, the world no longer talks about what India could be. It talks about what India has become. This is not a story of luck, nor a tale of chance. It is the result of vision, sacrifice, and relentless determination by more than 1 billion people who refused to stop believing in the impossible. The path was never easy. There were setbacks, doubts, and challenges that seemed insurmountable. But that's exactly what makes this transformation so powerful. Because every obstacle became fuel, every delay became a lesson, and every criticism became a reason to rise higher. The world is finally witnessing what happens when a nation embraces its destiny with unwavering clarity. What was once a dream has now turned into a movement of unstoppable force. The world's fastest growing economy, the largest hub of innovation, and the boldest young generation, all converging to reshape the balance of global power. India didn't just step onto the stage, it took center stage. And it did so not by imitating others, but by honoring its own unique strengths, its diversity, its values, and its spirit of resilience. This journey teaches us something timeless. Destiny is not gifted, it is created. It doesn't arrive on its own. You build it, you sweat for it, you sacrifice for it, and you refuse to let go until it becomes reality. India's story is living proof that vision without action is just imagination, but vision fueled by determination becomes a revolution. Look around today, and the evidence is undeniable. From boardrooms to battlefields, from innovation labs to international summits, India has earned the respect and recognition it long deserved. The very nations that once underestimated are now seeking partnership. The very voices that doubted are now applauding. And this is only the beginning, because what the world sees as the end of a journey is, in truth, just the opening chapter of something even greater. The dream has been fulfilled, but the destiny continues to unfold, and it carries the power to inspire not just one nation, but the entire world. There was a time when the global economy was driven by a handful of nations. They set the pace, and the rest of the world followed. But today, that story has changed forever. The driving force of progress is no longer concentrated in a few corners of the globe. It beats strongest in the heart of India. From the crowded streets of its cities to the remotest corners of its villages, a transformation has been unfolding with unstoppable momentum. Factories hum with productivity. Startups break barriers with world-class innovation, and digital highways connect millions in ways never seen before. What was once called emerging is now defining the very direction of global growth. This rise is not built on chance. It is built on sweat, vision, and the courage to dream bigger than ever before. Entrepreneurs turned ideas into empires. Technology hubs became global centers of excellence, and infrastructure projects turned landscapes into thriving economic zones. The once fragmented system of opportunity has become a unified powerhouse that not only sustains itself, but propels the entire planet forward. At the center of this surge is a young, determined workforce, the youngest on Earth. Armed with ambition, creativity, and resilience, they are not waiting for opportunities to arrive. They are creating them. Every day, new ventures are launched, new industries are born, and new possibilities are unlocked. From artificial intelligence to clean energy, from space technology to financial services, India has stepped into arenas once dominated by the few and proven it can lead them all. But numbers alone don't tell the story. This revolution is about more than GDP growth charts or stock market highs. It's about empowerment. It's about millions of families moving out of poverty into prosperity. It's about farmers gaining access to markets with the click of a button. It's about young women and men creating wealth, jobs, and solutions not just for themselves, but for the entire world. What makes this achievement even more remarkable is that it grew not from privilege, but from persistence. It grew from centuries of resilience, decades of preparation, and a present moment where everything came together: people, policy, innovation, and unshakable belief. Today, when the world looks at where the next wave of growth, innovation, and prosperity will come from, the answer is no longer uncertain. The spotlight has shifted, the center has moved, and the heartbeat of global progress resonates stronger than ever before. Every great nation is built not just on resources or territory, but on the strength of its people. And in the case of India, that strength has become its greatest advantage. With the youngest population on the planet, the energy of 1 billion dreams has become the fuel driving a new era of progress. Walk through the streets of any city and you will see it. The fire in the eyes of the youth, the hunger to achieve, and the determination to leave a mark on the world. This is not just a generation waiting for the future. This is a generation creating it. They are the coders writing the algorithms that power global tech, the engineers designing tomorrow's infrastructure, the scientists pushing the boundaries of possibility, and the entrepreneurs building solutions that reach every corner of the globe. What makes this rise unstoppable is not just the size of the population. It's the mindset. A mindset that refuses to settle, refuses to accept limits, and refuses to be left behind. This is a collective force that turns challenges into opportunities and adversity into strength. The power of human potential, when awakened and aligned, is greater than any weapon, any economy, or any political system. Education, technology, and access have become the great equalizers. Young students in rural villages, once cut off from the world, now learn skills that make them competitive on a global stage. Small businesses are no longer local. They're digital, reaching customers across continents. Innovation is no longer reserved for a few elite cities. It pulses through every district, every town, every community. And this wave of progress is not only lifting individuals, it is lifting families, communities, and the entire nation. Millions have stepped out of poverty, not by chance, but by opportunity. The rise of the middle class has created not just economic growth, but confidence that the future is not something to be feared, but something to be shaped. The true wealth of a nation lies not in its gold reserves or natural resources, but in its people. When people believe in themselves, when they are empowered with education, tools, and freedom to dream, they become an unstoppable force. That force has now become visible to the world. And so, the story being written today is not just about numbers, not just about demographics. It's about destiny. A destiny shaped by the willpower, resilience, and brilliance of its people, rising together with one voice, one vision, and one unstoppable momentum. Every era in history is defined by a force that reshapes the world. Once it was land, then it was industry, later it was oil and power. Today, it is knowledge, creativity, and innovation that determine who leads and who follows. And in this new era, India has stepped forward with unmatched energy and vision. The transformation began with a simple idea: if technology can change the world, then why not let it change India first? That idea turned into an unstoppable wave. From artificial intelligence to blockchain, from space exploration to clean energy, breakthroughs are no longer imported. They are created within the nation. Innovation is no longer a borrowed dream. It has become the heartbeat of progress. Across bustling cities and quiet towns, young minds are building solutions that the world once thought impossible. Startups born in modest garages are today valued in billions. Research labs are producing discoveries that push the limits of science. Satellites launched into space carry not just technology, but the message that India is not just participating in the future. It is helping design it. What makes this revolution so unique is that it is not confined to a privileged few. Digital highways stretch into rural villages, bringing opportunity where once there was only isolation. Farmers check weather updates on mobile apps. Students in remote areas attend world-class lectures online, and small businesses reach global markets without leaving their hometowns. Technology is no longer a luxury, it is empowerment. The rise of digital India has also created a new identity in the eyes of the world. No longer seen as a back-office hub, India has become the front line of innovation. Global leaders now look not only to Silicon Valley, but to Bangalore, Hyderabad, and beyond, seeking solutions, partnerships, and inspiration. And this surge is not slowing down, it is accelerating. The young generation has shown that the future does not belong to those who wait for permission. It belongs to those who create, disrupt, and innovate without limits. By combining ancient wisdom with modern science, by blending tradition with technology, India has created a unique formula for progress that resonates globally. This is more than just technological growth. It is a cultural shift. A shift from dependency to leadership, from following to leading, from dreaming to building. The world is witnessing the birth of a new force, one that is not only shaping the future of a nation, but influencing the destiny of humanity itself. There was a time when the global stage was dominated by a select few voices, while others struggled to be heard. But today, a new voice has risen, strong, confident, and respected. It is the voice of a nation that has earned its place not by demanding authority, but by commanding respect through wisdom, vision, and unwavering resilience. This transformation is not about power measured in weapons or wealth. It is about influence born of values. In an age where division and conflict often dominate headlines, this nation has become a bridge builder, a peacemaker, and a force of stability. Its leadership is not defined by control, but by collaboration. Not by conquest, but by connection. At international summits, its presence cannot be ignored. On issues of climate change, sustainable development, and global security, its stance carries weight and inspires action. World leaders no longer see it as a participant. They see it as a partner, a guiding force, and often a solution. This is the essence of true leadership. The ability to not only speak, but to be heard and, more importantly, to be trusted. What makes this rise even more remarkable is that it has been achieved while staying true to culture, heritage, and values. Unlike others who rose through domination, this leadership is built on the principles of unity, inclusivity, and respect. It does not seek to overpower others. It seeks to empower them. That is why its influence stretches far beyond its borders, because it resonates with the deepest human desire for fairness, dignity, and hope. From humanitarian missions to disaster relief, from technology partnerships to educational exchanges, its hand has reached across continents, carrying not just aid, but inspiration. The message is clear. True strength lies not in standing above others, but in lifting others alongside you. The world now turns its gaze toward this rising power for guidance in uncertain times. Its culture inspires, its economy empowers, and its vision ignites possibility. Leadership of this kind is rare because it is not taken. It is earned through decades of perseverance, sacrifice, and belief. And so, the story unfolding today is not just about one nation rising. It is about the world realizing that leadership in the modern age looks very different. It is not about who can dominate the most, but about who can inspire the most. And in that respect, The example being set today is one that will echo for generations to come. Every generation inherits a story. Some inherit stories of struggle, others of survival, and a few inherit stories of triumph. But what is happening today is far more powerful. It is the creation of a story that will be remembered as the turning point of an entire civilization. For decades, doubts were cast, and challenges seemed endless. Yet through persistence and resilience, a nation once underestimated has risen with a renewed spirit. This is not merely about progress measured in numbers, but about a transformation measured in belief. The belief of a people who now walk taller, speak louder, and dream bigger than ever before. The real victory lies not in skyscrapers or satellites alone, but in the mindset of the citizens. The once common question, can we, has been replaced with a bold declaration, we will. That shift in attitude is the most powerful currency of change, because when 1 billion people begin to believe in themselves, nothing can hold them back. Children growing up today are no longer told to admire greatness from afar. They are told they are part of it. The young graduate believes that innovation can start in their own garage. The farmer believes technology can double his yield. The small town student believes she can become a global leader. This is confidence not born of arrogance, but of achievement, and it is spreading like wildfire. This wave of belief has turned into a culture of possibility. It has redefined what success means. It's no longer about individual survival. It's about collective advancement. Families that once dreamed of stability now dream of abundance. Communities that once sought recognition now command respect. Nations that once doubted now look with admiration. But perhaps the most inspiring part of this transformation is that it was earned, not given. It came through sacrifice, through vision, through relentless effort that spanned generations. The workers who built, the teachers who inspired, the leaders who guided, and the citizens who never stopped believing. They are all part of this legacy. And now the torch has been passed to a new generation. A generation unafraid to lead, unafraid to dream, and unafraid to take its rightful place on the global stage. This is more than progress. It is a statement to the world that greatness is not inherited. It is created. The story being written today is one of confidence, resilience, and destiny fulfilled. It is a story that will echo through history as proof that when a nation believes in itself, it becomes unstoppable.